Hi Taurus, it's Mary with Seer. Welcome to December. This is your weekly tarot. This is for December 1st through the 7th, 2019. I hope you're well. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start with these Angels and Ancestors cards. And we are going to just find out a little bit more information after we get these. Okay. Fire Guardian, ignite your passion. Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Okay, and the next one is Winter, take care of your needs. Okay. All right, so Guardian Angel, let's start with Fire Guardian. So Fire Guardian talks about, it says igniting your passion. And so it's about cleaning, it's about allowing your passion to move through your body, okay? And it could be actually, having adventures regarding your passion. That is possible. But it's also a reminder to remember that there's consequences to actions, okay? So to be discerning and kind of careful with your passions too. To try to channel them, kind of be careful the way you're channeling your passions. I'm trying to say that without the way I'm supposed to, the way they want me to, okay, kind of thing, okay? Okay, so one of the things that's passion and our creativity and our sexual drive comes from the place in us, which is our sacral chakra, I believe. And so being creative and imaginative and passionate, there's a lot of different ways of channeling your passion without stepping out on somebody or just going for a sexual encounter. Nothing wrong with sex, but if you're using that as a crutch, like just to channel it instead of finding maybe a different outlet, if that has been something that's been owning you lately, and I don't know why I'm supposed to say this, you might want to consider other ways of channeling that passion so you can get a handle on your life if that's something that's been kind of over there on the down low. You know what I mean? So one way to channel it is to be creative. To write or to have a YouTube channel, to make something, paint, being in nature, going for walks. Anything that will bring your creativity, your imagination. It all comes from that same place. So, okay? So if we block that, we block a lot of things we block the spark of life in so many ways. It's the spark of creation. It's all part of the same passion. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So second card is Guardian Angel, you were not alone. So you may be wondering why certain things have been happening. And maybe you're being asked or nudged in a certain direction. And like the old ways or relationships aren't working anymore. And so you're being asked to kind of have faith that you will be guided. And it really is about finding that place in yourself. It's creativity. This is really important with this one. Very, very important. And to have faith that you're being guided the right way. And that, well, of course, you're not crazy, but sometimes when we first get these nudges and stuff, we ask ourselves that. Also, if you see any white feathers or your angels and ancestors telling you you're not alone, because you're not. And if you feel alone because you've had to end relationships or people have ended them with you, but it was really for the best. Maybe they were toxic, and you knew that they had to end anyway. if you're feeling alone, know that you're not alone, because you can connect to your higher self, and you can ask your angels and ancestors for help because they're waiting to help you. Okay, so the next card is winter. And winter, this one says take care of your needs. And winter talks about a time of reflection, introspection, taking the time out to take care of yourself. Put yourself first. And ask yourself if you're doing too much for other people, where you don't have a sense of who you are. Sometimes when we give too much to others, because we're just get used to doing that, we tend to lose part of ourselves, and then it almost creates part of like an animosity thing, but we don't even realize we're doing all this, you know. And so this is coming back to, well, taking care of your needs first, and not in a selfish way, in a holistic way. Truly taking care of your needs, you know. What is best for you, body, mind, and soul? Okay? All right. And so sometimes it is a place of like just sitting back and looking at the big picture, sitting back and say, why did this happen? And not beating yourself up, but trying to understand that everything is not always what it seems like on the surface. Sometimes we are almost forced to grow because we really need to. Okay? And it's not just for us, it's for everybody. It's for, well, it's for the whole planet, humanity, whatever, however you want to look at that. Not only for us, but for our families. And sometimes major changes have to happen. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to look at each card here. Get a little bit, these are just easier to shuffle when they're upside down. I know that's weird, but for me they are. I have little hands, so. Okay, they just flow better. They're upside down. Oh, I see. Made a liar out of me, huh? Actually, they're doing good now that I said that. All right. Let's do about one more. Whoop. Okay. Okay, so we're going to look at the Fire Guardian right now. 9 of Water. So this is really great. This is about what do you want to make happen in your wishes and dreams? This is a wish card. What would you like to see happen? What would make you feel emotionally satisfied? What kind of wish? Okay. And well, we have the Empress. So I don't know if you have a female on your mind, or maybe you want to be the Empress. Depending on what side, you know, male or female I'm talking about. But this is also the Divine Feminine. That's beautiful. So this is somebody that's all the queens in one, and she balances her energy really well. And she can do anything, you know. She can build anything, create anything. And she knows who she is. Stands in her power. Okay. And then I have the Fool card reversed. So I would say not wanting to be the fool. Let's get one more card. Be foolish. 6 of Earth and wanting to have equal give and take. 6 of Earth is here, which is the 6 of Pentacles. Let's do one more card here. Okay, then we have the Queen of Water reversed. Now this is a feminine energy that's, well, she is not emotionally balanced. It could be somebody that, no, it's kind of like manipulating. And it could be, so this could be a water sign. It doesn't have to be. So it could be feminine energy. It doesn't have to even be feminine. But somebody that's showing up as like a poor me person, like somebody that blames other people and just tries to get attention using negative ways, like oh, I'm hurt, or you know, it's pay attention to me because I'm hurt, or somebody took advantage of me. It's them being the victim for attention, and that's the way they manipulate too. Okay, so it's a lot of dishonesty here. So I don't know if somebody here was in your life, Taurus, or maybe you might have been doing this. I mean, I'm not judging. It's just what the cards are laying out, okay? So it could be you, Taurus, or the opposite party. It could resonate all or in part because it is a general reading. But So this person, sometimes that happens when somebody has not healed from their own trauma. That makes them that way. In other ways, that people are like that when they are on some kind of substances, you know, because well, addictions keep you off balance, and especially emotionally. Okay? All right, so maybe you have a passion to find your Empress, you know, because this is what you may have been dealing with before, and you want to have reciprocity, equal give and take, and you don't want to be a fool and listen to maybe excuses why somebody acts the way they have been. Okay? All right, so guardian angel now, let's talk about asking for guidance and remembering that you're not alone. So I have the Queen of Fire here now. Queen of Fire represents, that could be a fire sign, could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Feminine energy, but doesn't have to be, like we say, you know. This is the energy of, well, somebody that's not very confident. Somebody that maybe she's not confident, so maybe she's not good at giving other people confidence. You know, she kind of feels like, I don't want anybody to be better than me. So that kind of keeps her from being able to help others. Does that make sense? Or being creative, afraid to give her that part of herself. Just because she doesn't even have it. She doesn't have her own. So, yeah. Most of all, it comes from a lack of confidence. So, okay. Another Queen upside down. Whew. Okay, so now I have the Queen of Air upside down. And now this queen is, she could be air sign, which is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Now this queen can be very, when she's reversed, she not really dishonest, but she's going to not hold anything back if you make her mad, if she's had enough. She'll just like slice you and just tell you what she thinks. But she has to be pushed, okay? When she's pushed to the limit, she goes off, and you know, it's not what she really wanted to do, but it's something that can't be taken back. So it's harsh. It's harsh. Okay, so now we have the Four of Water, and so this is the Four of Cups. This is all under Ask Your Ancestors, okay, or angels. And Four of Water, Four of Cups. This is not seeing this beautiful pearl that was in front of you the whole time. I don't know if can you see that? Okay, right there. It's you know, you have a pretty good thing going, but you're kind of bored, so you're not sure if you're in the right relationship. But then there's this pearl. You know, it's like the status quo. Maybe it's doing what you already always done, thinking you're going to have happiness, when there's this thing that you should be looking at, this pearl. So I don't know if it's an opportunity or not seeing somebody for who they are. Kind of depends on your situation. We're not seeing that you should be taking some kind of action or make it some kind of change. Okay, let's get one more card there. So I have Seven of Air, excuse me, reverse, and this is Seven of Swords actually. Reverse means that, and that's really interesting because it means, what's getting caught doing something like cheating or lying or stealing or omitting important information. Is kind of like a lie, but it's not really, because you didn't really say anything. But that didn't mean it wasn't done. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that may be finding out about this, and maybe that's why somebody just told somebody off. Somebody said, oh, no, I know what that means, and I'm whatever, you know. And so maybe, I don't know if this is the same person, but if it was, the person didn't seem like they had confidence. But when it came down to it, maybe they had more than somebody realized, because they were able to sever whatever it was that was there. The dishonesty and the situation. Okay. So let's talk about winter. Let's talk about taking care of your own needs now. I have the Three of Pentacles here, and this is about working with other people. So how have I been working with other people is kind of what I'm hearing. How have, excuse me, have I been honest, or has it really been, maybe it's about how I want to work with other people. Hierophant is I'm so sorry. My My head's been hurting a lot today. Hierophant talks about structures, you know, the ways we always done things. It's the way religion is, the way politics is, you know, is our. But it's also about spirituality. So it's like, it's almost like somebody's asking, do I want to keep doing things the way I've always done them? Is that going to make things change? Do I have to follow these rules? Or maybe somebody hadn't been following the rules and now they're considering following the rules. But whatever it is, it's consideration of the way, like protocol and spirituality, and maybe how one has been showing up and how one has been in their relationships and marriages, and have I been working with others? How do I want to work with others? How do I want to show up? You know? It's a really big card. It covers a lot of stuff. So a lot of them it's the cards next to them that kind of narrow some of the information down. Now the Seven of Wands reverse is about when it's this way, there's this unicorn on the other hill. Can I go through the challenges to get to that unicorn? Because Seven of Wands is about challenges, right? When it's reversed is, I don't know if I can defend that anymore. And also this card is about being defensive, okay? And so I don't know if I can defend what I have been willing to go through in the past, because it has something about the wish. This unicorn no longer looks like it was the wish. It no longer seems like it's the same anymore. So I don't even know if I want that unicorn, because I'm not sure if it's real now. So that's a lot of this reflection. And also, maybe somebody has been defensive and maybe thinking, do I need to be so defensive? Or have I been defensive? It's just a lot of, this is really, it's really peaceful looking at things. It's not, oh my gosh, it's not like that. It's like a peaceful looking at things. Messenger of air. And then, but yeah, here's the sword. So when we have a lot of swords, like the 8, 9 of swords, and we know that we're really processing, it could be painful information or information that makes us anxious. But here, we're looking at, because we're in a state of contemplation with that Winter card. Really, it looks like that somebody's trying to figure out where the truth and where the lies are. Where, in all different places. Working with others, being with others, interacting with others, what they believe. And then we have this messenger of air. Well, this is the Knight of Swords. And this is about something coming in and providing the truth. Usually it's somebody coming in because it is a knight. So it's action bringing the truth. And sometimes it's not easy to get the information. So if somebody came in and told you that somebody was doing something and they were your spouse and it wasn't right, that would be like this. Messenger air. It would be maybe upsetting, but it would be important you knew that. Now something else would be if somebody came in and said, hey, that somebody's been cooking your books. That would be something else that you would need to know, but it's important. But it's the truth. It would be upsetting, but it's the truth. Does that make sense? Or if you thought somebody was some way and it turns out they weren't and you realized it and you acted thinking that they were, like you misjudged them, and then you received the information that they weren't like that, that would be upsetting too in a way, because you'd go, oh, dang. So that gives you some examples of how that energy can come in. And it can come in even by you looking at things and then realizing. Okay. All right, so that's kind of interesting. It gives you some areas that, you'll see that you might be working on or reflecting in. And I'm just going to do maybe just a couple more cards. kind of wrap it up a little bit. Okay. So I have the Nine of Cups reversed. I have the Seven of Swords again, and it's upright this time. I have the Eight of Cups reversed. I have the Page of Swords, and I have the Five of Cups. So Nine of Cups reversed talks about what we don't want. Maybe looking at, I don't know, what we don't want. Let me just do that. What we don't want any more deception. This is a card of deception. Or having to leave the deception. I don't want to have to leave deceiving people anymore. But this Eight of Cups is reversed, so I'm not sure if you're considering going back to something. Because Eight of Cups reversed is going back to something that was at one time emotionally satisfying, that was emotionally happy. So it's like leaving something deceptive for something that was once emotionally, that made you emotionally happy. And then here's the Page of Swords. This is doing research and finding out the truth about something. And trying to heal from disappointment and pain and regret. So it is more of this processing. And so this first one right here, the Nine of Cups, this is the same card as this one here. So I think there's a reflection on what you thought was going to make you happy versus what you realized happiness was, and who you thought was deceptive, or what you thought was deceptive and what really was. And how you might have left one thing to go to something else when you realized that that was maybe what you thought you were leaving in the first place because the information was not accurate. So, wow. Okay, so we're going to just do the eye through the, I always forget, eye through the soul of the, art through the eye of the soul oracle. Oh my gosh. And just to wrap it up for you, Taurus. Okay. So run wild for a while. Run wild for a while. And you know what? This one, sometimes I get this with this card sometimes. It's time to explore and see what you really want. What ignites your passions, really. And I think we're being asked on a deep level. This run wild for a while reminds me of somebody that always tries to do good and keeps all this stuff bottled up. And so it comes out in places that might undermine one's life. Does that make sense? So run wild for a while is give yourself the permission to do whatever you want. But understand that actions have consequences. Most of all, it is ourselves that we should honor. Because our soul knows the difference. Anyway, see what you think about that. Love you, Taurus. Have a great week. Bye-bye.